TRiDENT are back, and this is their first release since signing up to King Records and becoming a signed band. It's amazing given all that they've achieved. It's still like really bizarre to think of the fact that they've been independent up until this point. But yes, they are back, and they've got 2 songs that came out today. I'm going to be recording reactions to both of them now. Obviously, you're watching this video, and then the next song, Magic Potion, that reaction will come out a few hours after this video that you're watching now. Anyway, look, I'm really excited about this because obviously, if you don't know, I'm a bit of a TRiDENT fan, really love the band, and you know, excited about them being signed up. And I was at the show where they announced Blue Dawn and all of this, and the flyers and the new artwork came out. But if you have a little look through the information for this new EP, it's interesting to see that there's actually quite a lot going on here. And we're going to be reacting today, first of all, to MIRACRAID, which I think is how you pronounce it. This song being, well, Osaka did the lyrics, Nagisa did the composition, which is really interesting as well. The fact that Nagisa has done all of the composition for this. Obviously, you've got an arranger here from Koji Hirahachi, who's worked with them before. And so I'm really interested to see what this song sounds like. But then we'll also be doing Magic Potion. But this means, considering that we heard the opening track of the EP performed live at the show where this was all announced, we've kind of actually got a good taste for most of the album. And let's face it, I think we all know how Country Roads goes by John Denver. I'm really fascinated to see what that cover sounds like. There is already a Japanese version of Country Roads, which is why I think they're getting these lyrics from. The Asamiku Suzuki lyrics, I'm assuming, are the version of Country Roads that most Japanese people would sing, like in karaoke. So yeah, we kind of got a good feel for a lot of this album already. So jumping into this, there's a part of me which is like, I'm really excited about it, but I also feel like I'm kind of getting to know a lot of this album before we get to the official release in November. And yeah, let's just jump in with this. I am really excited to hear it. As I mentioned, that first song that we heard performed at the show, that was absolutely brilliant. But obviously that was written and arranged by the guy from My First Story. This one, written by Nagisa, with Osaka's lyrics. I'm intrigued to see what we get from this. I'm really happy about the fact that it's an anime theme tune as well, because hey, let's TRiDENT doing more things, getting more exposure is great. So let's jump in. As always, I want TRiDENT to keep on doing what they've always done, expanding, getting better, trying new things, spreading out, spreading their wings, but at the same time maintaining that core kind of cool writing quality and nuanced sound that makes them who they are. Anyway, let's jump in and have a little listen. Straight in with the electric beat. Ooh. That is very TRiDENT. Ah, that's a nice melodic turn. Let's go back to heavy, isn't it? Oh, that's a real sing-along chorus. Do you know, it's kind of got like this straight rock chorus, and yet I'm loving all the changes happening in the verse and everywhere else, just giving it this lovely changeable. Like this verse is just so pleasantly melodic. Oh, there we go. Bit heavier in the pre-chorus this time round. Throwing in the bridge before the second chorus, I love that. That little descending chord line there again. Really nice for building up the mood. There's a lot of these little breaks in the song. Oh, keep Oh, that bass line. That was really interesting. Now, you know, of all this, considering how much stuff they're going to be doing on this album, in a way, I kind of expect this song, maybe New Era as well, to be the most Trident sounding Trident songs. But what I really like is that although, yeah, this definitely sounds like Trident, it's not going too far in any unexpected direction. I really like that it plays to a lot of their strengths in an interesting kind of way. First of all, yeah, it's got those nice little changes between sort of light and suddenly heavy that is almost becoming like a signature thing of Trident's. I would wonder whether that's down to the arranger as well, but I think it's really interesting how they always throw that into a lot of their songs. And it's kind of nice because a lot of their songs you get a bit of room to breathe, but then at the same time you also get really great impact when things come in heavy, and that seems to be like a Trident signature. Like their songs will be peppered full of those little moments. This one had a lot of that. But what was interesting is that between all of those sudden sort of light, heavy key change, these kind of like moments with big impactful changes, there was actually a very sort of smooth, soft, melodic core to the song, which is interesting because obviously this is going to be a big part of what I'm assuming Nagisa was really composing here. Now, it's interesting because if you've ever worked with music, you'll know that a lot of the terminologies are very vague and often there's not really anything specific. When you talk about who the arranger is, what the arranger does can very often overlap with what the producer does, can overlap with what the writer does. The person who writes the lyrics, you usually think of the words, but sometimes the lyricist will also do the vocal melody. So it can be very confusing to know exactly who's doing what. However, I will say in this case, assuming kind of the basic involvement of everyone to a certain degree, this felt like a Trident song, but it also felt like it had its own unique sound. And I don't think that as the central composer, I didn't feel like Nagisa just wrote this to be like a drum heavy song. In fact, there was a lot of moments where the drums were quite settled in and, you know, kind of just sort of like bouncing along. Like in the verse, there was a lot of very relaxing, not relaxing, but, you know, kind of settled moments where the rhythm is just kind of falling into the background and letting the melody do a lot of the heavy lifting. So again, this all plays to what I love about Nagisa so much, is that she is someone who, you can tell she puts the band first. It's never all about her. It's very much about like, you know, she's come in as a real member of this band, and this band is just so tight because all three of them work together. You know, there is that wonderful cohesion in what they do. And I just love the fact that even though Nagisa, the drummer, has written the song, there's some great drum moments in this, but it's just kind of like, it's just like a good song. Yeah, it's primarily a good song with, I would say, most of the focus on the melody. It's a very melody-centric song. I think it's got a good chorus that people are going to sing along to. I'm definitely going to have this stuck in my head. Yeah, I really enjoy this. Not breaking any boundaries too much and going in any direction we haven't seen them going in before, but I think given what this album is set to give us, probably good to have a couple of safe songs to just kind of assert the Trident sound before we start going off doing John Denver songs. And the next one I'm going to be reacting to, which like I said will be coming out a few hours after this, is Magic Potion of Love. That song was also released. Both of these songs actually came out at midnight last night, but I had like a really bad migraine. So I decided not to do the reaction now. I thought I want to go into it with a nice clear head. So I took all of my willpower to wait until this morning to do them. But here we are. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing Magic Potion of Love next. That one, I believe, is a cover. I remember they mentioned about, because it's the opening and closing theme to this anime. And I remember them mentioning on stage that one of the songs was theirs, the other songs a cover, so it's not just written by someone else, it's actually a cover of another band. I'm not familiar with this name, but we'll get into all of that. We'll get into all of that when we do that next reaction, which will be coming up soon, so please stay tuned for that. But Miracride, I think this is a great, this kind of asserts the Trident sound is very alive and well on this new release, Blue Dawn. And great to see them doing something like this where they get a little bit of a credit, an opening and a closing theme tune. That's awesome. Anyway, we'll jump into that next one. As always, get your comments down below. Tell me what you thought of this song, whether you be a Trident fan or not. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.